Self-employed ka ba? Gusto makatipid ng tax? Nag-iisip ka ba kung saan ka mas makakatipid? Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Gisrel H. Raz, giving your daily dose of tax. So in this video, we will discuss saan nga ba mas makakatipid ng tax? Using the graduated rates or using the 8% optional rate? Before anything else, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Gisrel H. Raz. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm currently teaching taxation subjects at a local university in Mindanao. At the same time, I am an accountant of a private corporation in Butuan City. So, saan nga ba mas makakatipid ng tax? Using graduated rates or using the 8% optional rate? So, maraming small taxpayers, mga new businessmen, mga beginners, mga kakasimula lang mag-business. Tapos, nagtatanong, paano nga mas makatipid ng tax? Especially sa income tax. Kasi ang dami ng tax na binabayaran, like VAT, percentage tax, dyan pa yung income tax, kung ano-ano na lang. So, madaming taxes na binabayaran. And small taxpayers, of course, want to reduce their taxes by using the legal means. So, actually, may paraan naman kung paano mas makatipid ng tax. In this video, we will discuss how to save income taxes by comparing graduated rates and the 8% optional rate. So, sa discussion natin to, sa video to, magbibigay ako ng example about a situation, about a hypothetical assumption of a fictitious person, Juan de la Cruz. We will discuss on how he would save taxes from income taxes using the graduated rates or the optional rate. So, i-compare natin yung graduated rates tsaka yung optional rate. Okay? So, let's start. So, we have here a problem of Juan de la Cruz. Juan de la Cruz is a new entrepreneur. He sells milk tea. Favorite niyan, di ba? On his neighborhood. During the year 2019, his sales did not exceed 3 million. So, he also projects that during the year 2020, he would also have the same sales pattern. So, si Juan de la Cruz, kaka-business lang. Yung business niya is about milk tea. Tapos, last year, 2019, yung gross sales niya, yung sales lang niya without deducting the cost, the expenses, etc., did not exceed 3 million pesos. But 3 million pesos yung binigay ko dito example kasi yun yung VAT threshold natin. Okay? So, also, he estimated that for the year 2020, his sales pattern would be the same. Meaning, in 2020, his sales would still not be or would not exceed 3 million pesos. During the year 2020, Juan de la Cruz had the following data. So, binigay ni Juan de la Cruz yung data niya, no? So, meron tayong sales without VAT. That's 2.8 million. Meron tayong cost of sales. Ano yung cost of sales? Yung cost of sales, ito yung cost, yung perang ginastos niya para makabenta. Like, for example, for milk tea, yung milk, yung straw, yung packaging, yung sugar, yung kung ano-ano dyan ang ingredients, yun yung cost of sales niya, okay? We also have expenses. So, this includes mga kuryente, mga salaries, kung may assistant siya, okay? At the same time, meron siyang other income. So, may iba siyang pinagkikitaan, and that's 50,000 pesos, okay? Juan wants to know how much tax should he pay. He is also weighing whether to pay under the graduated rates or the tabular rate or the 8% bundled optional rate. So, in the Philippines kasi, simula ng 2018, individual taxpayers, especially self-employed tsaka mixed income earners, have the option to subject their incomes to graduated rates or to 8% optional rate. So, ano ba to? Pag self-employed individual ka, meaning may individual ka, may business ka, or you are exercising your professional services. For example, architect ka, tapos gumawa ka ng sarili mong firm. O di kaya, nagbibenta ka, buy and sell, okay? So, you have your own business. You are your own boss. So, if your annual gross sales plus other than operating income do not exceed 3 million pesos, yung VAT threshold, you actually have the option to subject your income to 8% rate. instead of subjecting your income to the graduated rates. Dati kasi, before the train law, before the amendment sa NIRC natin, yung income tax na binabayaran ng self-employed, lahat ng individual taxpayers, whether employed or self-employed, is isang tax lang. That's graduated rates. Yun yung dating 5% to 32%. Pero ngayon, meron ng option. So, yung graduated rates dati na 5 to 32%, ngayon naging 20 to 35% na. Later on, I will show you the graduated rates. Kung ano yung sinasabi kong graduated rates. At the same time, if self-employed ka naman, tapos yung gross sales, yung annual gross sales mo and your other non-operating incomes do not exceed 3 million, may option ka to subject your sales, your annual gross sales, plus other non-operating income to 8%. Kaya tinawag siyang 8% optional rate or bundle rate. But bundle rate naman? Kasi yung 8% na yan, hindi lang yung income tax binabayaran mo, pati na rin yung 3% percentage tax. Kasi pag yung annual gross sales mo di lumagpas ng 3 million, ibig sabihin di ka masasubject sa VAT. And since di ka masasubject sa VAT, percentage tax babayaran mo, that's 3%. So, under 8%, bali dalawa yung tax na binabayaran mo. That's income tax and percentage tax. Whereas, if you choose to subject all your incomes to graduated rates, magbabayad ka ng income tax. At the same time, magbabayad ka rin ng 3% percentage tax. So, doble, dalawa yung binabayaran mo. Okay, so later on, I will show you kung saan ka mas makakatipid, yung bundle rate or yung graduated rates. Okay? So, if, again, this video is for self-employed individual taxpayers, kung compensation earner ka naman, like you are an employee of a corporation, this video is maybe not right for you. Okay, so again, this video is for self-employed individual taxpayers whose annual gross sales plus other non-operating incomes do not exceed 3 million pesos. Okay, so pag self-employed individual taxpayer ka na yung annual gross sales mo do not exceed 3 million, you have the option whether to subject your incomes to graduated rates, that's 20 to 35%, or to 8% optional rate. If you choose to subject your income to graduated rates, this tax covers the income tax alone. Ibig sabihin, you still have to pay the 3% percentage tax. Okay? Malinaw? Kasi hindi naman kasi pag nagbabayad ka ng income tax, okay na yun. Hindi. Yung income tax, yun yung tax sa income mo. Pag sinabing income, yun na yung net amount. Meaning yung gross sales, minus cost of sales, minus expenses, lahat. So, minus lahat nun, yung net income mo, yun yung tinataksan dito sa income tax. Okay? Pero at the same time, since may business ka, your right to engage into business is being subjected again to 3% percentage tax. Hindi po yung double taxation. Okay? Nasa law po natin yan. Na aside sa income tax, na babayaran mo, magbabayad ka pa rin ng business tax and that is 3% percentage tax kung di ka VAT registered. Kasi kung VAT registered ka naman, yung 12% yung babayaran mo. Pero kung 8% optional rate ang naman ang pinili mo, this 8% covers both the income tax and the 3% percentage tax. So, in effect, the 8% will be divided into two. The 3% from the 8% is for the percentage tax, while the 5% of that is for the income tax. So, bundled na siya. Okay? This option is available only if, number 1, you are a non-VAT registered taxpayer. So, pag nagpa-register ka sa BAR, and then yung nakalagay dun is non-VAT, so this may be applied in your business. Pero pag VAT registered ka naman, this is not applicable to you. You don't have that option. Second, this is available only to those taxpayers whose annual gross sales or receipts and other non-operating incomes do not exceed 3 million pesos. Okay, again, pag ikaw si taxpayer, yung annual gross sales mo, together with your other incomes, combined together, do not exceed 3 million, then this is for you. Then this is available to you. Okay? But 3 million, paano pag lumagpas ng 3 million? Ibig sabihin, VAT ka na. You have to register under the VAT system. This option is not available to, number 1, if you are a VAT registered individual taxpayer. Or if you are a non-VAT registered taxpayer but you are subject to other percentage taxes such as 4%, this is applicable to banks and insurance. If you are having clubs or cockpits, okay? So this is not for you because may ibang percentage tax na applicable to you. And third, this option is not available to non-VAT registered individuals but whose annual gross sales or receipts plus other non-operating incomes exceed 3 million. Again, pag kasi lumagpas ka ng 3 million, kahit sabihin mo pang di ka VAT registered, you should be registered under the VAT system. So again, you don't have the option. Okay? And of course, if you are partners of a general professional partnership, and finally, corporate taxpayers. This option is available only to individual self-employed. So let's go back to the problem of Juan. Let us weigh kung saan nga ba siya mas makakatipid. Option 1, graduated rate, or option 2, 8% bundled rate. Under option 1, graduated rates, ito yung computation ng tax niya. So, meron tayong sales, 2.8 million, less cost of sales. So, itong cost of sale, ito yung cost ng binenta niya. So, for example, since ang binibenta ni Juan is milk tea, so yung ingredients ng milk tea, yung water, sugar, milk, okay, yung pearls, tapos yung packaging, yung labor, tsaka mga overhead, mga depreciation ng mga machines na ginamit niya. Okay, that's cost of sale. So, we have a gross operating income of 1.6 million. However, yung gross operating income, di pa yan enough. Di pa yan final. Kasi of course, mayroon pa siyang other income. Itong other income niya naman, ito yung mga extra, yung mga non-operating incomes. Ito yung mga income na hindi directly earned from the operation. So, meron siyang total gross income of 1,650,000. Less, of course, expenses. These expenses covers the yung rent, kung nag-rent siya, yung mga office supplies, kung meron siyang office supplies, yung paper, tsaka yung mga, ano pa ba? Lahat ng expenses, okay? So, meron siyang net taxable income na 950,000. Okay, ang laki, no? But in 1 year na to, So, in 1 year, laki. So, ang question dito, magkano ba yung tax ni Juan? Yung income tax, tsaka business tax. First step natin is i-compute muna natin yung income tax ni Juan. So, meron tayong, ito yung net taxable income ni Juan, 950,000, yung pinakita ko kanina. Tapos, ito yung sinasabi kong graduated rate, okay? Ba't graduated rate ang tawag dito? Kasi, yung nakikita nyo, pataas ng pataas yung bracket, okay? Pataas ng pataas din yung tax. Pag yung net taxable income daw is not over 250,000, pag di ka lumagpas ng 250,000, zero income tax ka daw. Yan yung exemption sa train law. Ito yung exemption na sinasabi nila. Na pag yung income mo daw, yung net taxable income mo daw, do not exceed, again yung net taxable income, hindi yung sales. Yung net taxable income do not exceed 250,000 pesos. Wala kang tax na babayaran. Okay? So, kung you have 200,000, zero tax ka na yan. Kung 249, exempted ka niyan. Kung 250, wala kang tax na babayaran. Kung 251,000 din yun, may tax ka na kasi lumagpas ka na ng 250,000 na limit. Tapos, ang sinabi dito, pag yung net taxable income daw is over, lumagpas ng 250,000, but not over 400,000, lumagpas ng 250 pero di lumagpas ng 400, yung tax mo daw is 20% of the excess of 250. Okay, so for example, yung net taxable income mo is 300,000. Okay, ang gagawin mo lang dyan, yung first 250,000 is exempted. Okay, 300 yun, 300. yung 250 is exempted. So, yung 50,000 na natira, yun yung imumultiply mo ng 20%. Okay? Gets? Okay. Sabi naman dito, pag yung net taxable income is over 400,000 but not over 800,000, yung tax daw is 30,000 plus 25% of the excess over 400,000. So, for example, yung net taxable income mo is, let's say, 500,000. Okay? So, lumagpas siya ng 400, pero di siya lumagpas ng 800. So, ang sabi dito, yung tax daw is 30,000 pesos plus 25%. So, magkano ba yung excess? 500 minus 400, that's 100. Okay? That's 100,000 excess. I-multiply mo lang ng 25%. So, that's 25,000. O i-add mo yung 30,000. So, in total, that's 55,000 pesos. Okay? So, yung total na tax na babayaran mo. Okay? And so on. So, makikita natin, yung net taxable income naman ni Juan is nasa 950,000. Therefore, andito siya. Nasa bracket siya dito. Over 800 but not over 2 million. Tapos yung tax daw is 130,000 plus 30% of the excess over 800. So, papakita natin kung paano ito mag-solve ng tax. Okay? So, again, ito yung net taxable income ni Juan. Yung tax due niya is, for the first 800,000, that is 130,000 pesos. So, yung tax. Okay? Tapos, may excess tayong 150,000 pesos. Remember, yung taxable income ni Juan is 950. Tapos, nasa 800 to 2 million siya. Yung excess ng taxable income ni Juan na 950, sumobra ng 800, diba? Sumobra at lumagpas sa 800, diba? So may excess siya, okay? So, that is 950 minus 800. So, yun ay 150 times 30%, 45% yung tax. Okay? So, total natin, yung total income tax due ni Juan is 175,000. Income tax lang po yun. Ibig sabihin, for his annual net taxable income na 950,000, yung income tax na babayaran niya is 175. Ang laki. Okay? Aside from that, since graduated rates naman yung pinili ni Juan, magbabayad pa rin naman siya, again, ng percentage tax. Hindi to income tax ha, percentage tax naman. So, ano ba yun? So, yung sales ni Juan without VAT is 2,800,000. I-add natin yung other non-operating income niya na 50, a total of gross sales receipt na 2,850. Ito yung total business income or sales niya. So, times 3%, that's other percentage tax or OPT. So, that will be 85,500. Okay? So, ito yung percentage tax due ni Juan. Nababayaran niya aside from the income tax. So, i-total natin. Okay? So, i-add natin. Magbabayad siya ng 175 income tax. Magbabayad pa siya ng percentage tax. A total of 260,500 in 1 year. Ang laki, no? Ng binabayaran ni Juan na tax. Kasi madami siyang binabayaran eh. So, how about option 2? Yung 8% bundled rate, magkano kaya babayaran ni Juan? Okay, let's find out. So, under option 2, 8% bundled rate, ito, walang kahirap-hirap yung pag-compute natin. Okay? So, yung sales without VAT, that's 2,800,000. Add natin, again, yung other income, that's annual gross sales, and other operating income of 2,850,000. Okay? Tapos, diba kanina, remember nyo, na sinabi ko na pag yung income di lumagpas ng 250,000 pesos, walang tax nun. Okay? In the same time, pag self-employed ka, if you are choosing 8%, you can deduct the 250,000 from your annual gross sales receipts plus other operating income. So, yung 2,850, maminusan natin ang 250,000, matitira na lang yung tax base na 2,600,000. Okay? Ito na yung multiply natin ng 8%. Wala lang cost of sales, wala lang expenses. Kasi yung 8% na yan is naka-base dun sa annual gross sales and other income after we deducted the 250,000 exemption limit. Yung tax due na 1 is only 208. Okay? Tapos yung 208 na yan, income tax na yan, tsaka percentage tax. Bundled rate na yan. So, saan nga ba siya mas nakakatipid? Let's find out. Let's have a summary. Let's compare. So, yung under option 1, yung tax na binayaran ni Juan is percentage tax, 85,500, income tax, 175,000. So, total taxes, 260,500. Pag option 2 naman, yung tax ni Juan is only 208. So, mas mababa siya, di ba? Nakatipid siya ng 52,500. O, di ba? Ang laki ng savings. Malaki na din yung 50,500. So, kung ikaw si Juan, ano bang pipiliin mo? Siyempre yung optional rate. Okay? Kaya lang may caveat itong optional rate eh. Kasi, dapat yung option nito is pinili mo on the very first quarterly return. So, ibig sabihin, you don't have the idea kung magkano ba talaga yung annual sales ko at the end of the year. Kasi first quarter pa lang, at the end of March pa lang, dapat nakapag-decide ka na, ano ang pipiliin ko? Graduated rate or optional rate? Walang bawian yan eh. Pag pinili mo yung graduated rate, tapos later on, you realize na, mas nakakatipid pala ako pag optional rate. Or pag pinili mo naman yung optional rate, tapos later on, mas makakatipid ka pala sa graduated rate, so walang bawian yan. Okay, kasi yung option to choose whether graduated rates or optional rate is on the very first quarterly return. Kaya I have some tips. Okay, I have some tips. Tip number 1, before the start of the year, December pa lang or November pa lang, before magsimula ang next year, always make an estimate, a plan, or a budget. Ano tong plan? Ito yung estimate. Iba-budget mo kung magkano ba talaga yung monthly sales ko next year. Magkano kaya? Tapos magkano kaya yung expenses ko? Gumawa ka ng budget, ng estimate. Bakit? Kasi doon mo makikita kung ano ba talaga yung mas mabuting option, yung graduated or optional. Kasi may tendency na better yung graduated rates. Pag marami kang expenses, ibig sabihin maliit lang yung net income mo. Okay? Marami kang expenses, malaki yung cost of sales mo, konti lang yung income mo, mas piliin mo yung graduated rates. Kasi for example, if yung net income mo is 240,000 lang, wala kang tax na babayaran kung graduated rates. Okay? Kung optional rate naman yung piliin mo, again, walang deduction sa expenses nun. Walang deduction sa mga cost of sales. So, dapat, gumawa ka ng budget, gumawa ka ng plano, estimate mo yung magkano ba talaga yung sales, expenses, at saka net income mo for the next year. Budget ka niyan. Tapos, from that, project if you would exceed 3 million pesos. Kasi pag nag-budget ka, tapos nakita mo, ay, ma-exceed na pala ko ng 3 million. So, abandon it. Abandon the plan. Wala ka ng option eh. Kasi next year, magbavat ka na. But if not, no, if you would not exceed 3 million as you plan it, okay, estimate whether you would incur more expenses. As I have said, pag marami kang expenses, malaki yung cost of sales mo, ibig sabihin maliit lang yung net income mo. Okay? Pag maliit lang yung net income mo, better you choose graduated rates. Okay? Kasi mas makakatipid ka dun. Okay? But if maliit lang yung cost of sale mo, maliit lang yung expenses mo kasi titipid ka, so better choose the 8% optional rate. Okay? So, make a simulation. Ang ginagawa namin dito is gumawa kami ng Excel. Okay? Paano pag ganito yung sale namin? Paano pag ganito yung expenses tsaka cost? Saan ba mas better? So, now you have already the idea on how to compute the tax, the income tax, and percentage tax. You can now make your own Excel working paper. A simulation. You can now make your own simulation on saan ka mas makatipid, the graduated rates or the 8% bundled rate. Okay? So I hope you learned a lot from this video and I hope you watch next videos because marami pa tayong pag-uusapan na kung saan nga ba mas makatipid ng tax. Okay? Thank you for watching!